episode 200 of the Knitting Samurai and Her Guys video podcast. I'm your host, Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai on Ravelry and Instagram. And you can also follow our shop on Instagram, which sort of sponsors the show now, at Adorn It Steph. And there you'll find lots of update pictures and what's going on with us. So 200. I have a pretty good show for you today. Let me just tell you what you're in for. So there's going to be a prize drawing. We're going to talk about the Go With The Flow Cal, works in progress, a shop update, and an upcoming knit. So let's get on with it, shall we? How have you been? It's been fine. It's been a nice, easy week since I talked to you last, and somehow my knitting exploded. I got bit with a knitting bug. So I posted on Instagram about it that I really wanted to knit. I had 3 projects on my needles and I wanted to knit all 3 of them at the same time. I couldn't choose. I wanted all of my children. So I want to show you those. But first, because you're probably wondering what I'm wearing, this is my flamboyant shawl. This is by Stephen West. It's giant. I knit it out of String Theory in 2 different colors. And let's see, I wrote it down. I knit it from November 2010 to August 2011, so right before Roland was born. So it's 7 years old, and it's one of those big giant shawls. I used almost 1,000 yards on it, and I almost never wear it, even though this is an MCN, and it's so soft and luxurious. The thickness of this yarn is kind of like socks that rock, you know, closer to a sport weight. And I remember that was part of why I was drawn to knitting it, but it just took forever. And then it's so big, I don't really wear it. I'm not a big shawl wearing person. I like a smaller shawl, more like a scarf. Crescents. That's my preference now. I want to say that this was near my shawl knitting experience, so I had no idea, and it wasn't a knit along, but Stephen West, I was really excited and wanted to do one of his patterns at that time. So, and then I did the mystery knit along after that he did. Anyways, so that's what I'm wearing, right? Okay. So the prize drawing, let's do that. So we had numbers 2 through 11. I'm gonna hit generate. I already locked down the thread and it generated. You probably can't see. Number 6. So if I flip back to the group, post number 6 was Mosaic Madness. So congratulations, you've won a copy of the Go With The Flow shawl. So Jen's doing a lot of stuff right now, promoting her patterns, and she's got the World of Different shawl that she's donating money for diversity education. If you want to read about it, you can go to her website. I'm on her newsletter, and so that's how I know about it. So yeah, that's what's going on. So my Go With The Flow shawl. So those are, her patterns are typically written, so you check off boxes with each row, and so it's very encouraging to just look at my sheet of paper, and I've got, say, 75 boxes and 30 of them are checked, and I just want to check more boxes and fill them in and move along, and it's so exciting. So I've weighed my yarn. Ooh, where was I? I think I had another 50 yards to go until I was at the 40% point. So she tells you to weigh it to start. When you get to 40%, you do the cool stuff in the middle, and then you do the opposite side. So I am using, this is Yowza in the color Ocean Jasper. I'm not sure how good, I don't really like this, but I love the yarn and I love the pattern. I love the base, I should say. I'm not wild about the colorway, and I typically don't wear things this color, so I may give away. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but it's gonna be a nice crescent shape, which I like, and I do love teal, so maybe with a teal shirt the brown won't bother me so much, but that's fine. So here are my Harry Potter glasses, and that's how much I did this week. So, such a fun knit. There is a knit along over in the podcast group, but you know what? Wah, wah, I'm the only one knitting it. I don't know. Okay, I actually do know, because when you do a knit along, you really shouldn't do a specific pattern. It makes it much more limited in scope. So I was going to do a pattern giveaway and a shop gift certificate, but it's only me. So if you want to join in and we get a bigger group, then I'll do those things. The knit along, I set myself a goal of finishing this by March 15th. So, and I'm well on my way to that. So if you want to join in, we'll see how it goes in the coming weeks, but I might not end up. I might be knitting alone. Oh, I'm alone. So there's that. The other project that you've seen before that I've been crazy about. So this is a fat squirrel bag. This was the, got this at Christmas time. My mother tried to steal it from me yesterday. We went over to my parents' house and she made a giant salad bar on their countertop, and everybody had these massive salads, and it was great. And then we watched a movie together all in the afternoon, and so I was knitting. And we watched, because having a 7-year-old and a 4.5-year-old son, picking a show can be really, really difficult, because while their tastes align on some things, other things they are just so different on. Like, my younger son likes Paw Patrol and some of the PBS stuff, and what is it, like Super Planes or something, like the more baby shows, the younger shows, which are perfectly fine and they're age appropriate for him. But my older son doesn't. He wants to watch more fighting shows, and this hair is driving me crazy, so I'm gonna do that and hope it doesn't look bad. He likes to watch more like Ninjago, and they both like Carmen Sandiego. That was a good one for both of them. So anyways, picking a movie can also be dicey, because Tristan is more open to what he'll watch. So we ended up talking about it ahead of time, and I brought like 5 movies that we own, and I said we're watching one we own. We're not going out on Netflix or Prime. Like, these are your choices right here. So we ended up watching Madagascar 3, which Tristan and I have seen probably half dozen times. He got it for Christmas and he really loves it. Afro Circus. Da, 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 Afro Circus, which is kind of funny because we have a cat named Aphrodite, so who sometimes gets shortened to Afro. So we watched that yesterday and it was cute. My mom was cracking up through the first half, and then she was asleep for the second half. But Tristan and my dad were sitting together on the couch, and I took lots of pictures of them because like their facial expressions were kind of funny, like, what's going on? Oh. So while there, I was working on this. So these are great for instant gratification. This is the Hexagon by Very Busy Monkey. And it's growing. So I set myself a challenge of knitting 50 squares this year. And this week I did 9. I know, even more than one a day. There was a whole day where all I did was knit on this, and I think I cranked out 4 hexies that day. So just to go through it, because I love to share. This one is Empress Woo from Schaefer Nicole, is the Schaefer Yarns, and it's the Nicole base. I love it. I knit a hat that I do not love. I should rip it out and re-knit it because this is a discontinued yarn. This one is some J knits that I had, some superwash sock. This one is, I want to say it's Croy. I don't remember Croy color, that's purple. I think it's Croy though, I think it's Patons. Anyways, there's that one. And then this one, some more J knits that I had, just a tan beige color. There's where I am right now. This one, I knit a baby sweater out of it. This is some Into the World. I don't know which base or what color, but it's some Into the World. And this one is from Linda. And let's see, this one is from Melissa. I think I was working on that last week, so that's what I knit my messy bun hat out of. And that's it. So it's growing. So I took out the first quarter that I knit, which is 60 hexes, approximately, give or take. It's this weird kind of square with a leg off it. And so the leg off it line, like it's 3 hexes out off on their own kind of thing. That goes on my feet, and then the rest of it fits on my lap. It goes up to my waist. So I was using that this weekend while I was knitting on this, and it's very cute. And so now that I was using it and it was out, Tristan has decided to take it for himself. All the progress keepers I'm using are from the shop, and if you find any of them interesting, especially, oh wait, there's a couple more I didn't show you. Okay, wait. So this was my other messy bun hat. So that's the Wisdom yarn in the Los Angeles colorway with a snowman on it. And this one is, I don't know. I pulled it out of a bag of minis that I got 10 years ago, like a very long time ago, but I've been saving them for a good project. So they're going into this because I'm running out of leftover scrap yarn that I haven't used, that I've knit with. I'm not breaking into new balls for this. I want the ones that are from my stash to have my memories of the project I knit with them. And the ones from other people's stash, obviously, I think about them. There's what I wanted to show you. So I'm now using a lot of scraps, which I'm so happy to have, you know, the swap yarns. So I don't know if you can see this. You're gonna see it in the update, but I am completely in love with that little rocket ship. It doesn't have rhinestones, but the legs of it are like sparkly, and the enamel has glitter in it. It's so cute, so cute. So there's that. And I'm knitting that on, I want to say size 3. It's my, I never tell you this, it's my Knitter's Pride Carbons, yeah, on size 3 needles. So there's that. And it upgraded, it had been in a smaller bag, but it upgraded into my, I think this is her Aran weight. It's a really big project bag. So now it's in there. The next thing is a new cast on, right? Yes. So, and this is my Knitter's Nook bag. Somebody commented, wanted to know where it came from. She's out of Canada. She does, I think she calls it chainmail. She does these really great zipper pulls. She makes them herself. And I think she does stitch markers too. I don't know if I bought it on sale, but I remember being very reasonably priced because I don't order from Canada unless it's a deal. So I started a new sweater. I know, and I went crazy. I was feeling sort of blue. You know, you have those days where it's just like, meh. And this was before the knitting mojo kicked in. And so I thought I had bought this yarn probably a month ago. This is soft and sleek, low pill acrylic yarn. I bought it for Tristan. I don't have the other one. And the other one is a Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel. And I think it's called something about swirl. A lot of swirl or something. So I bought 2 skeins of the cray, 1 skein of the color wheel, thinking of making Tristan a striping sweater. I got out of the practice of, so when Roland was born, I knit him a sweater every year for the first 4 years, right? Because Tristan got a couple. And then I got overwhelmed. So the last ones I did, what were they called? With the trees along the base. Anyways, they were beautiful sweaters, but I stopped. And so I was, actually what motivated me to restart knitting sweaters for the boys was I was pulling out the bins and bins and bins. We have like 6 bins in the boys' closet. They don't hang clothes in it, and it's a really big closet. So they've just got these 30-gallon bins, the same ones I use for my yarn. And it's the different ages, right? So one is like, they've both outgrown this, but it's sentimental, so I'm keeping it. And the others are clothes that Rose outgrown, but Tristan will wear someday. So I was pulling out the 5s because Tristan's out of the T's, right? The sleeves are too short and he's thin, but he's tall. He's getting tall. So I'm pulling out the 5s, and I found a sweater I had knit for Roland in there. And it was gorgeous, and I was like, I should really knit Roland a sweater to go with this. So Tristan can wear the first one, and Roland got the recent hitch pullover that I finished. But then I felt guilty because Tristan's getting a hand-me-down, not a new sweater of his own. So I started knitting him his own sweater. I went and bought the yarn a month ago, and I was having a blue day, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start a new project. So I cast on for this, and in the first day, I knit all the way to here. Like zooming along, right? And it's a color changing, it's a gradient yarn. So I did break it, because I can never let well enough alone. I have to be in control of every little thing. So I broke it so I would have some red to put on the cuffs at the end. And then I went into the blue, and that's how much I saved out of the dark teal color. And then I went into the light teal. I was thinking that I would have this just be like the top part for him, like to the armholes. But then I was having so much fun with the color that I didn't want to stop using it. So I went a little further than that. But the next color in the pattern, in the yarn, is mustard green. And I don't like mustard colors. Oh, it's like it's not mashed peas. I don't know. It's just like a gross green baby food color. Like if you like earthy colors, you like that color. But I like bright colors. So it made a nice contrast to these three, but I didn't really want to use it in this project. So I stopped, and now I'm going straight gray. So the first day I did that much. The second day I did to the Falcon, Millennium Falcon. And then the third day I did to there. And then I set it aside and worked on other ones. So did I tell you the pattern? I don't think I did. So this is because I needed to find a pattern, because this is Aran weight, bulky, I think it's Aran weight. Its suggested needle size is 8s. So I needed to find I wanted a cardigan sweater pattern that worked with big needles. And I looked and looked and looked, and I wanted to do the flax, and I was like, well, I can do the math and adjust it, but then I don't want to. So I ended up finding the Pritchard, which is by Christina Donnie. I'll put it on the bottom, which is a free pattern, and it uses size 10 needles. So I was like, perfect. So that's what I'm using. Makes for a very squishy yarn. I don't know how an acrylic yarn is this squishy. It feels wonderful. I don't know what they did for the low pill, but it's really nice. So, and for Tristan, it'll be a high wearing sweater, right? Roland wore his sweater to school one day, and the inside of his coat is teddy fleece, I think is what you call it. It's some kind of fleece that has a nep, like it's, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like a rug, but not. Anyways, it's soft. It's, yeah, it's like a hairy fleece. And I picked his sweater out of the laundry because it should not be put in the washing machine after everywhere. And it had some pills already on the cables from his jacket. So I don't know how long that's gonna last, but he can wear it as much as he wants, and I'll shave it every time he wears it if I have to, because I'm so pleased that he chose to wear it to school and show it off and come home wearing it backwards. So I'm probably gonna do the same neck construction. That's the other thing. The Pritchard is not, it's a crew neck, but I wanted a cardigan, so I started it thinking I would make it a cardigan, and then I got to about here, and I was like, he doesn't need a cardigan. He's fine. Like, I just needed the neck opening to be real big because my guys have big heads, super big heads. And so I decided to go Henley, and I'll follow the Henley instructions of the hitch pullover because I just did it, and it's in my head. And honestly, the pattern is still out. So that's what's going on there. So we'll see if Sleeve Island makes me knit stripes into the sleeves. I'm not planning on it. Like, I was planning to do straight gray, but then I already told you, as I was thinking, I'm like, well, it might be nice to put some stripes on the cuff. So boy sweaters are typically not real exciting to knit. So like the colors that they pick, Tristan's favorite color to wear is gray, which is why I picked a gray. He drives me crazy. He's got stacks and stacks of long sleeve shirts, and he has about 5 that he likes to wear, and they're all gray. This morning I was helping him pick out his clothes, and I'm like, all right, your clothes is sorted into like the red pile and the blue pile. We are wearing a shirt from the blue pile. No more gray. So, yeah. Then Mint, did you know Dunkin' Donuts does Girl Scout cookie flavors this time of year? Almost out, but it's still delicious. It's a lovely treat. So, that leaves me, I talked about that. Next up, what am I knitting next? So I am planning, I told you this before, to do leg warmers for my bestie Lauren. She wants some. And I haven't cast them on yet because she sort of picked a nightmare pattern. When you give your friends free reign on Ravelry and then let them go through your yarn stash on like, I gave her commentary, like, you don't want that, that's not going to be real warm or whatever, but I didn't really I wanted her to pick a worsted weight yarn so the leg warmers would go pretty fast. But the pattern she picked is this beautiful, it's probably one of the classic interweave patterns. Yeah, originally published in Knit So Fine. I think it was in, I think I've wanted to knit this before. And then I fell out of love with it. So this is by Lisa Myers, and it's a sport weight on size 3s. So the yarn that I ended up, she picked this, I only had one. So I went to my LYS and bought, so she picked Cascade Superwash. Sorry, my brain is slow today. She picked Cascade Superwash, this color, it's like lichen. So I went to my LYS and said, okay, what's similar? So this is just Cascade 220, not Superwash, which is great. It's even less expensive. But it's worth it, right? So I don't want to knit it on 3s. Maybe I'll knit it on 4s. I'm going to have to do some math. Or can I knit it on 3s? I might. Do you have any opinions? Do you think this is an unwise thing? I mean, I could knit it on 3s. It's not that. Like Cascade worsted is more like a DK, right? And the pattern calls for sport. This is why I haven't cast it on. I've had this stuff for 3 weeks and I still haven't cast it on. And I need to because it's February. It's the middle of February. I want to give these to her. So there's that. Make me cast them on, okay? Hold me accountable. You're seeing me. I'm talking about this. Next week, I have to do these, and I have to work on my St. Patrick's Day socks because I haven't worked on them, and I really want to wear them for St. Patrick's Day. So I'm loving wearing my hand knit socks. I got some Stegman. I think they're called Stegman clogs. They're wool felted clogs that I used to wear in high school, and they're still around. They still make them, but the local shoe stores only carry one of the colors, and anyways, so I ended up getting a pair from Amazon, and a little bit of a splurge, but I purposely bought them a little bit bigger. Back up. I used to wear Danskos all the time, right? Danskos and Timberland were my work shoes, and now I don't have to wear Timberlands, and so I don't really want to wear Danskos either. I want to be barefoot or wearing sneakers or flip-flops. And so anyways, long story short, we get to where we are now and I want these clogs. And so I buy them in a size bigger so I can wear my hand knits in them. So now I've been wearing hand knit socks for weeks now. It's wonderful. My feet are nice and warm because normally with sneakers or boots, I end up wearing lightweight cotton socks because my feet are very big. My feet are very big and they get hot, right? In the boots, they're super warm. So there's that. Shop update. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's coming. So let's do that.
Hey, welcome to the shop update for February for the adorknits.etsy.com website. First up, we have these adorable spaceships, Saturns with little rhinestones. Hanging with my peeps. I just love it. the bright spring Easter colors. And then this is very popular in copper, and so I made a set with antique bronze. The bikes, the bike, the summer ride has been super popular. And we decided to add a couple other options. So the first one with a sunflower, and the second one with a little rabbit in bronze. Cowboy cactus. Somebody out there loves cactuses. Star Wars. You ready? Here's the new one with Luke, and then Roland and I did a competition. He made one R2-D2, and I made the second one, just to see who would get the most orders. So, thanks so much for watching. I hope you come check us out at adornit.etsy.com. Thanks.
So there you have it. This has been episode 20 of the Knitting Samurai and Her Guys podcast. And did I say 20? No, 200. 200. Yeah, I've recently been watching a lot of new podcasts, which has been very fun. Like the February challenge thing that people are doing on Instagram. Fun to watch. Glad I'm not participating, but it's definitely exposed me to a lot of new podcasts. Like I hadn't watched Stranded before, and with Amy Florence, whatever that one is. I think it's Stranded. And I really like Nottingham Knits. She's hilarious. And I watched The Drunken Knitter. She's super cute. Can't remember. Anyways. Oh, I watched some Christy Glass, which I've subscribed to, but I haven't been watching. So I watched some of her stuff too. So really enjoying all of those different podcasts. And of course, my regulars too. So, want to know what else I've been watching? I honestly, I don't know why I'm talking. I need to be quiet, but I'm just rambling today. So I'll tell you what else I've been watching. I watched the Jack Ryan series on Amazon. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe it's called Jack Ryan, with the guy from The Office. He's awesome. I love it. I also love his wife, Emily Blunt. I watch every movie she's in. I don't have a crush on her, but I really admire her, and she's the new Mary Poppins. So I watched that. I watched the ABC Murders that just came out on Prime with John Malkovich. So I had just commented the last weekend that there wasn't enough John Malkovich in my life. Like, what's he doing? Why hasn't he made any movies? Because he's a great actor, right? And my husband Steve quotes Rounders all the time, which he was in with Matt Damon. So he's around our house, but he wasn't in a movie. So Steve and I watched the ABC Murders, the Agatha Christie, together, which was good. I had read, I think it's called And Then There Were None. It's an Agatha Christie book. I had read it in, we were in Madison, so I would have been, it was before I was like 14 years old, and I remember that book being so good, but being so freaked out by it, just like, ooh. So I never read any more of her books because she kind of skeeved me out a little bit. So, but it's very good. So we're gonna watch they made another one. I don't know what's going on. It's like the Agatha Christie stuff got released somewhere out of the vault or something, because there was the Murder on the Orient Express with Kenneth Branagh. I watched that one, and can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's another one with that guy from That Thing, you know. The guy who was Davy Jones and was in the Underworld movies. I don't remember his name, but he's older. Like I think he was in one of the, now I have to look, one of the romantic comedies that, Sugar. I'm going to Prime right now because I can't not now. Where is it? It is called The Ordeal by Innocence. So we're gonna watch that one together next. And the guy that's in it, the guy from That Thing, is Bill Nye? I don't know. But Matthew Gold is also in it, and he's not bad looking. So that's next for us to watch together. So Steve doesn't really like to watch TV, so that's sort of pushing him a little bit to join me in doing that and not just playing whatever the, I don't know, Japanese video game is on his phone that he enjoys playing. I'm still watching Stargate. I'm up to season 7 or 8. I think I just went to 8, getting near the end. And any movies? I feel like we just watched a really good movie. But I also feel like that Jack Ryan thing was really good. So I think that's it. Tristan and I watched The Hollow, which is an animated series on Netflix. And it's like 10 episodes. And if you like mystery, science fiction type of stuff, it was really good. We watched the first 8 together, and then I thought Steve and Ro would probably enjoy this too. It's a little dark. It's definitely pushing it. I think it's age 7. It was pushing it for Tristan, but I know he's a really brave boy, so it's fine. So we rewatched the first one with Steve and Roland was like, I don't like this, it's too scary. Like, Ro couldn't do it, but Tristan was fine doing it. But yeah, it's really good. So I think that's it. That's what I've been up to. Yeah, and doing baking and cooking. I just did the grocery order, and we're gonna have a Spanish rice bowl with cauliflower this week, so that'll be good. That's it. I think I'll stop taking up your time and go check on my Tristan. He's watching Ninjago right now. So, all right, have a great 8 days, 7 days. I'm trying to record once a week. So have a good week until I see you again, and enjoy your knitting and what's going on with you. Such a weird episode.